Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Progress with number 8 in the series Checkmate in the opening. This one is from the Vienna game. We get the Vienna game after the moves e4, e5 and knight c3, which is not a very common move. Knight f3 is much more common, but knight c3 is called the Vienna game. Black's main move is then knight f6. And bishop c4 is also a common move. And here black can play knight c6, and then white can play d3, and then for example bishop b4. But on the third move, black can also take on e4. Looks quite surprising, because you can just take that knight, but then you have the standard move d5, and you win back your piece because of the fork. White has other choices. He can play queen h5 on the fourth move, threatening checkmate on f7. Then black has knight d6, protecting f7. And just to give a variation, you can then take on e5 with check, queen e7, queen takes, bishop takes, and then you can retreat your bishop to b3, which was attacked by the knight on d6. A third option is the line that we're going to look at, is for white to take on f7 with check. Surprising move. That's a different way to swap a piece, because after king takes f7 you can take the knight on e4. Black can then play d5, and you have knight g3 and then knight c6 for example. But we're going to look at knight c6 straight away. That looks a bit dangerous for black, because then white has queen f3 check. And it's still okay for black, but he has to be careful. The king is vulnerable. The right move is king e8. Black has given up his castling rights, but after a move like knight e2, the game is still in the balance. After queen f3 check, the other king move looks more logical, king g8, to go in the corner, get some protection of the pawns. But it is a grave mistake, because now white can win on the spot with knight g5. And suddenly black is in big trouble. There's a threat of queen f7 checkmate. There's also a threat of queen d5 checkmate. And there's nothing you can do with black. You can play queen f6 or queen e7 or queen f8 to protect the f7 square. But then you get queen d5 check. You have to interpose your queen, and the knight takes the queen. And white wins. But the nicest variation is after queen takes g5 if black takes the piece, because then queen d5 is checkmate. Quite funny how the black e5 pawn acts as a shield for the white queen, so that the black queen cannot capture the white queen. Quite a pretty picture, hope you like it. If you're an e4 player, you may want to try the Vienna and see if black goes for this variation, because it's quite easy to fall in that trap. The trap of going to g8, which looks more safe than e8, but it's the losing mistake. Hope you liked this checkmate opening trap. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Progress channel. Please leave a comment. And if you liked the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. You also may want to check out my Chess to Impress channel. The link is in the description box. And I've also put a link to the playlist of the Checkmate in the opening series. This is number 8 in the description box. This is Rick from Chess to Progress. Thank you very much for watching.